All right, good morning, everybody. This is a live severe weather briefing. Today is October 12th, 2021, and this is at 10:19. We're talking another chance of some significant severe weather down there in Oklahoma. Storm Prediction Center has been watching this area from the last couple days for severe weather. I know we've been hit down here in Oklahoma from the other night, but you guys gonna have to watch this again because we do have a enhanced risk, and the Storm Prediction Center decided to add a 10% hatched area for tornadoes today. And here's the tornado risk today. It's about a 10% hatched area. That means you can see maybe a few strong tornadoes today. Maybe more of a couple tornadoes could be strong as the EF1 or maybe EF2s. That's what it means. And I just checked here. The damage to wind threat is in a 30% where you can see winds over 70, maybe even 80. It's not hatched, but we do have a hatched area for large hail, so we can see hail over maybe greater than golf balls. So that's still enough to cause some significant problems. And I just read at the bottom here. Now, I'm not the person that does the updates, but we're going to have to watch if conditions of severe threat with such a upgrade may be needed. So we might have an upgrade, and that'll probably go to a moderate. I don't know if that would happen. So if it goes to a moderate, we'll pop on again at probably at the 11 o'clock update to get this passed along. So bottom line is, have a ways to receive warnings tonight, because this is going to be probably another overnight thing. So we definitely you gotta have ways to receive warnings. So first of all, I'm going to look at the HER, because this will tell me more what's going to happen. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you start to see these supercells developing out here. Those are the ones we'll have to watch. Let me get switched around here just a second to my other side of the screen so you can see what we're doing. All right, here we go. And you can see, storms are already developing. These in Oklahoma, we definitely have to watch. But I think it's going to be later this evening. Here we are about 10 o'clock. Zulu time. You're starting to see these sails. These one there, one there. These are supercells. They're going to pop up at 10 o'clock. Then I think it'd be more like a midnight through 11 o'clock period. So we're starting to see storms starting to develop. Let's back up a little bit. Nothing at 10 o'clock. I think it'd be more later than that. That's why you need to have multiple ways to receive warnings, because these sails will come in after dark. This is not going to be a daytime thing. It's going to be caused by the low-level jets this time. That's what's going to cause these. So, let me see my volume's working. Okay, testing, it's working. Alright. So, anyway, while we're doing this, I'm going to see if Isaac's available too. Alright, and you can see these cells popping up, by 10 p.m. And you can see there's another one popping up at 10 o'clock, at 11 p.m. And you see another one popping up at 11 o'clock, and another one over there. So you're starting to see, get the key. These are individual cells. Could be large hail, damage and winds, even maybe a couple strong tornadoes. Then we are at midnight. They're developing to these little streak cells that I don't like seeing. That's going to cause some tornado threat. And you got some more of these, especially in Kansas, Oklahoma after midnight, and you got a few more of these developing. So you get the key. These are just turning into some very strong to severe thunderstorms, and why I'm concerned of the tornadic activity. So definitely in my mind, we'll see rotating thunderstorms. It's not a problem because you got these like a fence there, a fence there, a fence there. These could be some tornadoes that could be strong. And we'll see if that is right. So we'll check the significant tornado parameters. It's one of my favorite tools using, because this tells me if we want to see a strong tornado greater than EF5. We just want to see if that's right. And the biggest number you get, anything over a 1, is significant. So we'll scroll through today. We're fine this afternoon. But look what happens as we get into the even. I'll pause at 7 p.m. You're already starting to see an orange spot there. That's almost over 3.1. So that is over units. So anything over a 1 is significant. So definitely we have the potential of rotating cells. And you can see 8 o'clock we're starting to use, we're starting to get maybe a red spot. So that'll be a 4. So that's about almost 4 units we use. And I'm going to pause this right here. Look at this. Gosh, folks, now we're are using almost up to Mephius. So definitely in my mind, we'll see the potential of rotating thunderstorms. So you definitely got to take this serious. We're not trying to scare nobody, but I mean, what I'm looking at here is showing me a 5.7, a 5.8. This is the HER. This is the always model I use, and it's showing right here. We're starting to use a 5.2, a 4.4, a let's see what we're trying to see what else we move over here a little bit. See what we got, and you can see we got a 3.5, and you can see there's some strong dynamics. But here's at 11 p.m. Normally we don't have all these colors like this at 11, but we do 5.6. So yeah, we could see some strong, definitely in my mind, that there's going to be rotating thunderstorms, and this is going to put down some easy because we got all the colors, and now you got even some blues dropping out. That's 11. That is some significant tornado parameters at 10, not 10 o'clock, but midnight. You don't see these colors like that, and once you get to the 10, folks, you're maxed out. I mean, definitely we're going to see rotating cells. I could just tell you that right now, because I've been doing this for a long time, and you're starting to even use all these magentas. I mean, that's almost a 7. So these are very important. This is impressed to look at it. But I tell you this, you're starting to get a 4, even a 4.8 is still there. But this has been the morning hours. We're starting to use all of these colors, like a 5.5. There's some blues. So there could be some intense tornadoes with this. So one more thing to look at: Supercell Composite. Now this drops your tornadoes. Not all the time, but most of the time it does. And we'll go through 1 o'clock today, but just pause at 7. You're starting to get the colors, and you're starting to use a 2, 3, 4. I mean, 9 o'clock. Look at that. Gosh. Almost a 12, folks. Now we got a 13. Even these numbers for the middle of the night are just rare. Very, very strong tornado. A Supercell Composite up to 13. And we're starting to get into some kind of blue spot here. That indicate we could see, just in the pink colors, like a 15. So that is for potentially of significant tornadoes. And you can see once we get into these colors, we got potentially of rotating cells a lot, and these could rotate, and we'll have to see. Now, one more tool I do use this is the updraft heuristicity. Now, I'll explain to this again. This is just shows if can you get rotating sails, like tornado sails. We'll see if we can. So, alright, let's try to use this tool. And don't look at your spots and say, I'm going to get a tornado at 7 o'clock. I'm going to get a tornado at midnight. This just tells you what they could be at. So, here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't see nothing quite yet, but, yep, I'm starting to see my first streak up here by Kansas. It's starting to get into this this orange color that could be strong a little bit. But you look at about midnight, Wednesday, you're starting to see these pink streaks. That's never good. That does indicate we could see a supercell trying to form. And you can see there's one there. There's one in Oklahoma trying to, excuse me, trying to stretch. And you can see there's another one trying to stretch. And you see each one of these could stretch like that. And we got multiple of these tonight could have formed. Now, and this is the heuristicity here, the swaths. Now, this is another tool that I use that could tell you more. And you can see it just shows you some tracks here. And the heuristicity is showing me, yeah, we got stuff there for track. That just tells you we got stuff to rotate. You got plenty. Let me see if this is the one I want to use. 0 kilometer, and this just tells you the tracks of the updraft. So we do have. Let me back up. Going through the tracks here. Now 2 o'clock. I don't think anything's going to happen to me later this evening. But you look through here. We're starting to see these little tracks. There's one there. That's into Wednesday morning. There's one there. There's one there. You can see all these tracks just tell you there could be some decent updrafts. So we definitely had the potentially of maybe some tornadic weather. And let's switch back here. Go to the NAM. Now this is a new model that we use here. And you can see the models. And you can see this in Kansas here. We definitely have to watch that too. Alright, I'm sorry about the internet's been really slow this morning. Well, it's coming on now, so we'll see what they say. Alright, potentially for tornadoes are there. That sounding looks right. And I'll back up the NAM, put their significant tornado parameters. We'll see what the NAM picks up. And both of the significant tornadoes are the good tools to use. And 3, 4, noon. This is after midnight tonight. You got these potentially of a couple tense tornadoes. I mean, the herd picks up a lot today. But the Storm Prediction Center is really watching this really closely. So just bear with me. The internet's a little slow today. So we'll have to watch that really closely. You can see I'm watching midnight. That is a 10. Now look at that, folks. Goodness gracious. Because when you use a 10, like I said, I'll tell you this real closely, that is very intense. So we could be dealing with some tornadic weather, mainly after midnight. I mean, we don't really see this strong tornadoes after midnight. And like I said, we had these fall setups many times. I remember several of them when I was in like grade school. I just remember a lot when I was in grade school when we had these high risk days and moderate risk days because the low level jets just move different ways in the jet stream. And that's just what I was thinking all year long, that we could see some of these days that it's going to be pretty strong. I've been doing this for several years, and when you step outside, the air's blowing and the temperatures in the 90s and 80s, and you got dew points in the 70s, you want to get it each time. Just like putting a batch of cookies in the oven and you bake them, you got something coming. So, just letting you know that's how I alert things. And you can see after midnight, we got some potentially for tornadoes. That's over 5.1, a 4. So, this activity could go into Wednesday morning. And maybe in parts of Illinois again. That's some new model data I'm taking a look at. So, that's still a possibility. So, we get this mess out after midnight. So, just be aware. Now, one more time, we'll look at the Supercell Composite, because this will tell more. And you can see I'll put a pause after midnight. You still got, we're using almost several units. So once you get over to 35, then you maxed out. So definitely we could see some storms that go on to after midnight. So we will continue to keep you informed on this. If we do get this upgrade, we will pop on once again. You can watch this video. We'll continue to keep you updated.